There is a phrase that's been used before that the church has left the building. And in recent months, the church has left the building, but that doesn't mean that we've stopped being the church. It's reminded us that the church is not a place or a building, but the church is made up of people. And so we've had to connect online, on Zoom. We've had to worship virtually. We've started drive-in services that have actually gone really well, and it's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of fear in our world, in our community during this time, and yet the Bible says that perfect love casts out fear. If we can love each other, if we can remain generous, if we can continue serving and giving back, then that's a way that we can confront fear. And so Woodmont at this time, we're asking you and encouraging you to cast out the fear that's all around us by loving, by serving, by giving, by continuing to be the church in this time and in this place. This spring, because we weren't able to have our spring stewardship campaign. That's where we usually ask for pledges to set an operating budget, and we haven't been able to do that. And so what we're doing is we're taking our current operating budget from 1920, and we're asking everybody who can just to continue supporting the church at the same level as you did last year. And we realize that there might be some who can't do that, and that's okay. And there might be some who want to do more than that, but we're stepping out in faith, and we're trusting that the Woodmont spirit and Woodmont sense of generosity is going to remain strong because we begin a new church year on July the 1st.
Hi, we're Alex and Polly Ryerson, and we were supposed to be your 2020 Woodmont Christian Church Stewardship Campaign Chairs. Due to COVID-19, we're not going to be able to conduct a traditional stewardship campaign, but we thought it was important to reach out to our church community about supporting our beloved church and all its missions during this time. Although we aren't able to gather every Sunday for worship together, Woodmont Christian Church is more important than ever, providing valuable support to its members and the Nashville community at large.
We hope that each and every one of you will prayerfully consider supporting the church at the same level as last year, or to the best of your ability. The church is currently working on a responsible budget for the next fiscal year, which begins in July, and diligently working to cut costs wherever possible. Thank you so much for your support and consideration during these very challenging times.
One of the things that's always defined Woodmont for decades is the generosity of its members. Woodmont people are generous people, and we're committed to outreach, we're committed to serving this community, and we're committed to supporting this church. And that's remained true throughout this entire COVID-19 pandemic. People have stepped up and continue to be generous, and for that we're grateful, and we want to say thank you for that. Stewardship is so important in the life of any congregation. It's an act of worship, it's a spiritual discipline, and it's something that we're all called to do. And so right now, I remain incredibly grateful because the generosity of Woodmont has been present this whole time. And we have a great vision, we have great momentum, and pretty soon we're going to have an amazing new space where we can worship and where our children can grow and learn. So over the years, we've had different stewardship campaign slogans, growing generous givers. I think the next year we had still growing generous givers. This year there's a verse that really jumps out at me, and it's the verse we find in 1 John 4, where it says, perfect love casts out fear. So a lot of people don't know this, but one of the secret formulas that keeps this church going is our business administrator, Christine Beck. One of the verses that I'm lifting up now is the verse from 1 John 4, perfect love casts out fear. There's been a lot of fear, and we're asking people to step out in faith.
Yes.
And that's what we're called to do as a church.
Absolutely. Yep. And I'm very confident that we can continue with the growth and the momentum that Woodmont has seen every year. It's just amazing what this church is capable of. So I have full confidence that we are heading into still another season of generosity and exciting things at Woodmont.
And I'm thankful for Chris Beck because she's the glue that holds it all together. We want to continue to build this church for future generations on the rock, and it can withstand and help people withstand the storms of life whenever they come.
1 John chapter 4. Perfect love casts out fear.
1 John chapter 4. Perfect love casts out fear.